The departure board flashed one final time. Final call, Flight 827 to Atlanta. 34-year-old Monica Hayes looked from the gate to the elderly woman sitting alone on a nearby bench. Her little son, 8-year-old Jordan, tugged gently at her sleeve. "Mom," he whispered, "our plane." Monica knew, if she didn't run now, she would miss the last flight home. But something about the old woman didn't seem right. She wasn't just nervous, she was trembling. Her hands shook so violently that her boarding pass slipped to the floor. Her breathing became short and uneven, and people walked past without stopping. Some glanced for a second before hurrying away. Monica hesitated. As a single mother working 2 jobs, she couldn't afford expensive hotel rooms or rebooking fees. Every dollar mattered. She had saved for months just to visit her sister after her father's funeral. Missing this flight would mean another unexpected expense. Yet her heart wouldn't let her walk away. "Come on," she told Jordan softly. "Let's check on her." The elderly lady looked up with frightened blue eyes. "Oh dear," she whispered. I'm so sorry." "You don't have to apologize," Monica said kindly. "Are you all right?" "I don't think so." Her voice cracked. "My medicine. I left it in my checked luggage." Monica immediately knelt beside her. "My name is Monica." "Margaret." Jordan offered the woman a bottle of water from his backpack. "My mom says water helps people feel better." Margaret smiled weakly. "You have wonderful manners." Airport employees hurried by, clearly overwhelmed with the evening rush. Monica flagged down a nearby airport medic. Within minutes, Margaret's blood pressure was checked. "It isn't life-threatening," the medic explained, "but she shouldn't board until she stabilizes." Margaret closed her eyes. "My flight." Monica turned toward her own gate. The loudspeaker echoed through the terminal. Final boarding completed. The aircraft door closed. She had missed it. Jordan quietly squeezed her mother's hand. "Are you mad?" Monica smiled, although she felt the weight of the extra expense. "No." She looked at Margaret. "We did the right thing." Tears rolled down the elderly woman's cheeks. "You sacrificed your flight, for a stranger." Monica shrugged gently. "My mother always told me that people are more important than schedules." Margaret reached for Monica's hand. Not many people still believe that. The airport arranged a discounted hotel voucher for both women after learning what had happened. Coincidentally, they ended up staying in neighboring rooms. That evening they shared dinner in the small hotel restaurant. Margaret learned Monica's story. She had become a widow 6 years earlier. She worked mornings cleaning office buildings. Evenings she stocked shelves at a grocery store. Every night after work she helped Jordan with homework before falling asleep exhausted. "You must be incredibly tired," Margaret said. "I am." Monica laughed softly. "But Jordan makes every difficult day worth it." Jordan grinned while eating French fries. "My mom says we're a team." Margaret's eyes filled again. "I had a daughter once." Monica looked up. She passed away from cancer 12 years ago. Silence settled over the table. "I've been traveling alone ever since." Jordan quietly reached across the table. "I'm sorry." Margaret smiled through tears. "Thank you, sweetheart." The next morning they boarded another flight together. Only this time there was a surprise. As Monica scanned her boarding pass, the airline employee frowned. "One moment," she typed something, then smiled. "Mrs. Hayes, yes, we've received instructions to upgrade both you and your son to first class." Monica blinked. There must be some mistake. "No, mistake." She looked toward Margaret. The elderly woman simply smiled. "I made one phone call." Monica was confused. "You did?" Margaret laughed softly. "My family owns this airline." Monica stared in disbelief. "What?" "My late husband founded Harrison Air 40 years ago." Jordan nearly dropped his backpack. "You own the airplanes." Margaret chuckled. "Not exactly anymore. My grandson runs the company now." Monica stood speechless. "You never mentioned that. I wanted you to help me because I needed help. Not because of who I am." Monica slowly smiled. "I would have helped anyway." "I know. That's exactly why I didn't tell you." First class felt like another world. Jordan's eyes widened at every little detail. The seats recline. They bring food. There's warm towels. Monica laughed harder than she had in months. Margaret watched them with quiet affection. Halfway through the flight she asked gently, "Monica, yes, would you consider having lunch with my grandson after we land?" Monica looked confused. "Why? I think he'd like to meet the woman who reminded me that kindness still exists." 3 days later Monica entered the headquarters of Harrison Air. She felt completely out of place wearing her only business dress. Waiting inside was Margaret. Beside her stood a tall man in his 40s. "I'm Daniel Harrison," he said warmly. My grandmother hasn't stopped talking about you. Monica smiled nervously. I'm glad she's feeling better. Daniel nodded. She told me everything. Then he surprised her. Our company has a community outreach division. We provide customer care training. We've been searching for someone who genuinely understands compassion. Monica laughed. I clean offices. I've never worked in an office. Daniel smiled. Skills can be taught. Character can't. He slid a folder across the table. Inside was a job offer. Full-time. Excellent salary. Health insurance. Paid vacation. Flexible hours. Enough income that Monica could finally quit both exhausting jobs. She stared at the paper. I don't even know what to say. Margaret gently touched her hand. Say yes. 6 months later Monica stood inside a newly purchased home. Jordan raced through every room. I have my own bedroom. He laughed so loudly the whole house echoed. Monica looked out the window. For the first time in years she wasn't worried about overdue bills. She wasn't wondering how to stretch groceries until payday. Life had changed, not because she had asked for help, but because she had given it. A year later Harrison Air introduced a new Employee Recognition Award. It wasn't named after a wealthy executive. It wasn't named after the company's founder. It was called the Monica Hayes Heart of Service Award. Every employee learned her story during training. Not as a business lesson. As a life lesson. One presentation ended with these words. The greatest first-class upgrade isn't found on an airplane. It's found in a heart that chooses kindness when no one is watching. Years later Jordan, now a college student, often remembered that evening in the airport. People asked him what changed his family's life. He always smiled. It wasn't luck. It wasn't money. It was 30 seconds. The 30 seconds my mother spent deciding whether to catch a plane, or help a stranger. Then he would add the lesson Monica had taught him long ago. You never know who someone is. But more importantly, you never know who you become when you choose kindness over convenience. And that became the family's greatest treasure. Not the first-class tickets, not the beautiful home, and not the successful career, but the quiet certainty that a single act of compassion can change lives forever, often in ways no one could ever imagine.